to provide you with the financial tools needed to transform your everyday. We're just a few days away from 2024, and that means we want to talk about resolutions. Yes, we know you've nauseum. Do we set them? Do we not set them? Will we stick to them, or you're just going to forget about them? Anyway, so why set them? Well, we're here to tell you that there are actually some financial resolutions that you can make and stick to for the new year and the years to follow. I'm joined by a financial expert, Stacy-Ann Hamilton, who is a financial services specialist at our Ligonier branch. And Stacy-Ann will be walking us through the conversations about our financial New Year's resolutions. Stay with us. All right, Stacy-Ann, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm definitely no stranger to Financial Fridayz. I've been here before, and it's a pleasure to be back.
Good to have you back. All right, Stacy, let's jump right into the conversations. Do you ever set New Year's resolutions?
Yes, I actually do set New Year's resolutions, but I actually set my New Year's resolution in December because I use December to basically reflect on the year, what goal I actually achieve, what goal I would be bringing over to the new year, because in truth and in fact, you don't necessarily complete the resolution within the year, because you know goals may change, things might happen, and you have a little setback and you have to move along in terms of, I'm doing this goal, I can't do this one.
All right, so you're very particular about the time of year, and for a lot of persons, it's usually that December, the January period.
Right.
Why is it so important to make resolutions at this time of the? I mean, we can make them at any point, right?
That is true.
But why this time? Why December or the January period?
All right, for me, I think a year is a more realistic time for you to achieve your short-term goals. For long-term goals, you can also set them at the beginning of the year, but for short-term goals, I think a year is a good enough time for you to achieve those goals. So I think at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year is a good time to actually write down those goals and start positioning yourself to actually accomplishing them.
All right, Stacey, so we've hit the surface. I just want to break it down a little bit and just be more specific about the goals. What are some type of goals that you think persons generally set or might want to set while they're making their New Year's resolutions?
All right, so some of the goals that I've heard and I've done as well is most persons want to do planning for saving for their home, or maybe it's just something as simple as weight loss. You want to lose some weight. So it's the two extreme, whether it be a major goal as owning your own home, or you just want to lose some weight, or I want to change my washing machine. It's something as simple as that. So once you have those goals set, it's for you to now position yourself on how you're going to achieve them. So in regards to the more long-term goal, like your home, for that goal, you would need to find out first, how much would I be qualified for if I'm supposed to do a mortgage? Right. So that is you positioning yourself for the future in terms of getting that home.
So ultimately your goals can be long-term
or short-term.
There is no need to restrict yourself when creating resolutions.
No, because if it's short-term, you know, it's something that you probably can achieve based on your lifestyle and your budget. You can achieve it within the year. If it's long-term, you know, it's something more, okay, I'm setting this goal, but for this year, I'm going to position myself to achieve it next year or 2 years from now.
Right. I'm happy that you said lifestyle and budget, because that also means that they have to be realistic.
That is correct.
Right. But Stacey, it's all good to have these goals, buying a home or weight loss, as you suggested.
Right.
But how can we ensure that we actually stick to them?
Okay, that's a good question. For me, I think actually writing them down is a good first step in sticking to your goals for the new year. Once you write down the goals, it becomes more realistic, more what would you say, more,
It feels a little intentional.
yes, more intentional. So once it's more intentional, then the drive to achieve it becomes more intentional as well. So you may set a goal for 2 years and you achieve it in 1 year, from just writing it down and seeing, right. So as you go along, you tick the goals off, and I assure you, you have a better feel of accomplishment, and you're more motivated.
And this is something that you've tested and proven as a financial
you're
expert.
more motivated to tackle the next goal and the next and the next. So at the end of the year, don't beat yourself up if you don't accomplish everything, because once you start putting pen to paper, trust me, it's going to flow, So if at the end of the year you don't achieve everything, not to worry. You can always bring it over to the next year. And you just better position yourself to achieve those.
All right, Stacey, I want to go into the finances a little deeper.
Right.
Usually, when talking about resolutions, person think about savings goal, paying off your debt. Talk to me about those things. How can we make them a little more realistic or achievable?
So for savings, you don't want to, again, live above your means or live above the lifestyle or the budget that you have. So, you have the cliche saying that, oh, you pay yourself first and then you pay your bills. But at the end of the day, you have to worry about your credit as well. Because for those long-term goals, that your credit needs to be good for you to actually get like the mortgage, the auto loan, if it's a car that you want to purchase, if it's unsecured loan to pay off your debts, your credit has to be good as well. So savings, yes, but I would say stick to what your lifestyle and your budget can manage. So you don't want to overdo one thing and shortchange the next. So you're saving, you're paying yourself first, you're saving, and then you're in debt. And then your credit is getting really bad because, society say you're supposed to pay yourself first and then pay your debt after. Well, and the world does not work like that.
And this is why we need experts.
Right. So for the debt, no, you can do, because most of the debts that I am seeing rather is like credit card debts. The credit card interest rate is really high. So what you can think of doing is to consolidate those debts into an unsecured loan. So you get an unsecured loan, consolidate the credit card, get a longer period to pay the unsecured loan, lesser monthly payment, lesser interest rate, and then you would have more monies to save.
But it's interesting that you say all of this, but you can speak to the expert, you can, read the material out there. But do you think that there has to be any sort of mindset shift when you're thinking about your financial resolutions?
Yes, I do think you have to have the mindset to actually want to achieve your goals in order to do so. Because when it comes to saving for your home, saving for that car, you may have to give up some of your other lifestyle choices in order to achieve those goals that you want to achieve.
So it's a short-term sacrifice for
a long-term gain, right?
All right. Stacey, anything else you want to add, persons can help to, achieve financial well-being as they look forward to preparing their New Year's resolutions?
All right, so in regards to preparing for your New Year's resolution, firstly, you would have to find out, like Shaquille said, the goal has to be realistic. So what is it that you would like to achieve for the new year? Once you put that on paper, this is what I would like to achieve for the new year, then you start planning, aligning these plans with your lifestyle, your budget, in order to achieve them. So you can't have a plan without proper execution. then you won't achieve it. You have to have the plan, proper execution, then you achieve the goal.
All right, Stacey, so I believe that we can take from all of this that the key is really financial education. Understand the options available and just take the time to invest in all of those things. So you spoke about savings and debt, but are there any other financial resolutions that persons can make?
All right, so you do have persons who would love to save for their retirements. So retirement is very important, and I realize that a lot of Jamaican persons don't actually think about retirement. But that is one thing that you would actually need to think about. So for retirement, you can actually consider increasing your pension contribution. Whether you are employed to a company, you can speak with your HR department or your employer for them to increase the portion that you pay over to pension, and that will actually increase the amount that you have available to you when you actually retire. For self-employed persons, you do still have the option to contribute to a pension plan. And in regards to that, we do have the option at VM for you to do so. We have the pension team, so they can always reach out to VM Pension to start their pension plan and take it from there in terms of saving for their future. We also offer at VM short-term fixed deposit accounts, and by short-term we have it fixed for a month, 3 months, 6 months to a year. We also offer long-term savings as well at VM for persons who want to save to buy a home, save to buy a car, save to buy anything in regards to your whole goal that you set for the year. So if you set the goal at the beginning of the year, you don't have the money, you don't see the money all at once to accomplish that goal, you can always come to VM, and we do have a savings plan for you to set up, and you can save towards that particular goal.
So these are just some saving options that we can consider while we're creating our financial resolutions for the new year. And of course, there are also investment options that we can look into from VM Group when we're thinking about creating our financial New Year's resolutions. What do you think are some of the options in terms of investment?
That is true. All right, so you can do short-term investment in terms of regular fixed deposits with the VM Building Society. We have fixed deposits that ranges from a month, 3 months to a year, or you can do long-term fixed deposit with us. Those fixed deposits are geared towards long-term savings for goals that you might want to achieve, but you don't have the funds right now to achieve them. So those fixed deposits are geared to like mortgages, so you save for your deposit, or you may want to buy that car, you save for the deposit for the car as well. Maybe it's just a wedding. Maybe it's a washing machine that I spoke of earlier. So you can use those accounts to save for that particular short-term goal. But for like the customers with the higher appetite in terms of risk, you would look to our VM Wealth department for a more risk-averse product, which could be stocks, bonds, or products like that.
All right, so the options are wide and they feel endless.
Yes.
But the thing is to really understand financial education. And of course, that's an area that VM is very big on. We have a number of financial education materials to help you really achieve financial well-being.
That's true, and you have a lot of representatives that's willing to assist and explain the process to you in depth.
For persons who are interested, persons who are listening and watching, and they want to learn more about the products and services and how they can get help to create these resolutions, how can they contact you and the team at the Ligani branch?
Okay, so you can contact me at the Ligani branch at 561-3805, or you can email me at Stacy-Ann, that's Stacy, S-T-A-C-Y -ANN.Hamilton, Hamilton at myvmgroup.com.
All right, Stacy, this has been a real eventful conversation. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
All right. This has been Financial Fridays, where we bring you the topics and the discussions to transform your everyday. And we look forward to seeing you in the new year. For more information about the products and services and how you can get support from across the group, call us at 876-754-VMBS. That's 876-754-8627. Or send us an email at manager@myvmgroup.com. I'm Shaquille Hines. Thanks for watching.